Welcome to the Better Off Bonus Call of the Week. Remember, you've got 2 chances to get on the air. Tuesdays, we drop our bonus call. And then after the longer show on Thursdays, we've got a listener question of the week. A lot of ways to get in touch with us. Probably the easiest one, just shoot us an email. Ask Jill at betteroffpodcast.com. Ask Jill at betteroffpodcast.com. That's what Emily did. She's from Dallas. And Emily, welcome to Better Off. What can I do for you?
Hi, Jill. I'm calling because I have a question about my husband's company. He's got a small equity stake in an oil and gas company, and he's intending to cash out sometime this year.
Okay.
And we're not really sure what to do with this kind of windfall we're looking at. Anywhere it could be 100 all the way up to potentially 700 on the really positive side of the scale.
All right, I pick 700.
Okay.
So just tell me, how did he acquire this equity stake? What was the mechanism?
So it was not granted; it was actually purchased. So
okay.
He's invested as if he were a founder of the company.
Okay, how much did he put into this investment?
I think about $10,000 to $15,000.
All right, we'll call it 10,000. Okay.
Okay.
So is he sort of just along for the ride? In other words, he's part of this. Is he a decision maker in this or not?
He's not a core principal. No, he's not.
Okay. So he just is going to get this windfall, and it's going to be 100 or 700, whatever. When was the money put into the company? When he made that, I'm going to just use round numbers. So he puts 10,000 in. When did that happen? Okay.
So it started about 2 years ago when he was hired on initially. And he does incremental sums and whenever they have a call.
Okay, I got it. Has he done any within the last year?
Yes, he has.
Okay. So it sounds to me like whenever this happens, and again, he's not going to have any control over that, there is going to be this tax event, and presumably in the cash out, it will literally be selling the company, or could it possibly be swapped for another company's stock?
There's going to be a portion that goes to cash, and then a portion that goes to the next company and reinvest.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So you're going to get whacked. What am I going to tell you? You're going to get whacked with some tax liability. I mean, obviously, you are. How much do you guys earn together? What's your family household income?
200.
All right. So, you're in the top bracket for capital gains. You're going to have 23.8% in capital gains because this gain will count towards that. Here's the way to think about it. I don't have control over it. It's not like I can ask them to, can you hold back and not do this, that. It's going to happen. So whatever money you get, some portion of that is going to be long-term capital gain and some is going to be short-term capital gain. And what's going to have to happen, and I hope the company has good records or you have good records, is that you're going to need to understand what portion of this cash out ends up being a short-term capital gain. In other words, if he bought stock in November of 2017 and this deal goes down in March of 2018, the stock he bought within the 365 days prior, anything he bought in that year leading up to the event is short-term capital gain, and that is taxed at ordinary income tax levels.
Okay.
Anything that's more than a year old is long-term. So we're hoping that as much of this as possible is long-term capital gains.
Yeah.
Now, the only other thing that I don't know, and you're probably not going to have any knowledge about until the deal goes down, is whether there is some different treatment in terms of does something get swapped for stock. In other words, I bet that the whole thing is going to be taxable. It's just that, or you're going to get stock in this new company. So I don't know. There could be some part of it where the cash portion is taxed differently than the stock portion. But you're going to get notified of that. Do you have a good tax professional that's in your corner?
Not right yet. No, this is also recent that we haven't really, gotten our own CPA or anything like that.
I would do that because who knows when this is going to happen. think about this. Do you think it could happen in the next few months?
I would say that's a low probability.
Okay.
I'm thinking somewhere within the 12 to 18 months time
Okay,
frame.
perfect. Right now, do you guys do your own taxes?
Started with a professional last year as a tax preparer, just because it got so complicated with this equity bit.
Maybe what I would do is I would start now interviewing people who have some expertise in this, not just a tax preparer, someone who maybe other people. I mean, look, this is a huge business down there. There's tons of people who invest in these companies in limited partnership and master limited partnerships and oil and gas companies. I would get the names of a couple of people. And what I would try to do is start talking to these folks now, because you wait 2 months, they're all busy in tax season.
Yeah.
So I would do it right now, start interviewing, start a relationship with somebody you think can manage this process with you. And that, to me, is going to be very helpful. Because, look, if this ends up being a massive number and there are different ways that you can use tax rules to your advantage, oh, my God, this could be huge money for you.
Yeah.
So whatever you spend, it's going to be a lot of money, I'm sure, because anyone worth his or her salt is going to be expensive. It always.
Yeah.
But it will be worth it. This is too big a transaction to roll the dice. So you're going to pay tax, but it's a good reason. It's like one of those oh my God, I'm happy to pay taxes when it's a windfall.
You're right. I agree. I just. The line that so far has been, when it happens, they'll help us out with an accountant and we'll be fine. And
Yeah. You know what I say to that? Okay, I mean, yeah, that's fine. But I'd rather have someone who is absolutely in my corner, especially in case there are some choices to be made around should I take cash or stock. I think you want to have someone lined up. I'm a big fan of hiring experts. I really am. I'm not a fan of hiring someone when you don't need an expert or when you just need a transaction. But I think in this case, it's going to be very important to you. So I say go for it. Start interviewing some folks. This is going to be well worth it for you. I believe that. So go out and make some money. And when you get the money, give us a call back so we can figure out what to do with it.
Okay, I can definitely do that too.
All right.
I appreciate it.
All right. Good luck. And thanks so much for calling.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay, that's a wrap of our Better Off bonus question of the week. If you've got a question, it's simple. Send us an email at askjill@betteroffpodcast.com. We'll arrange to get you on. And don't forget, in just a couple of days, there's a brand new episode of the Better Off Podcast sponsored by Betterment. Talk to you then.